Okay, so we got coming up next, we have Ian from Civic Actions.
Hello again. Hello again, NTC. How's everyone doing? Excellent. My name is Ian Wright. I'm the CEO of Civic Actions. We build websites for open source websites. I'm not ready to go just yet. I'm making my introduction, if you will. Thanks. We do open source web development for large NGOs, the government, and social enterprise. So that's who I am and what we do. So, let us begin. I'm here to call a timeout. A timeout in the game of social change. 3 years ago, I stood here and told you to stay in the game. But I'm here today to call a 5-minute timeout on the game of social change to talk with you about something very important. That's because I believe that we don't have time for change anymore. We're currently playing a game of incremental change, and time is running out. We have to be in a conversation about transforming our economies and cultures. It's time for us to play a totally different game. A lot of the game that we have been playing is us versus them. Liberals versus conservatives, red versus blue, rich versus poor, men versus women, incrementally moving the needle along some arbitrary binary continuum. Let me tell you a story. When I went to volunteer at Occupy Sandy, and in the orientation they said that we are anti-racism, anti-sexism, anti-oppression, anti-corporatism, and it went on and on with all the antis that Occupy was for. Occupy, I think, was a brilliant strategy to create a broad coalition of support, and it taught us some really important lessons about self-organizing and collective self-expression. But at its very essence, it perpetuates the divide that it rails against. And the fact is, the 1% matter to nonprofits and the people they serve a lot. Mass conversion to renewable energy is going to happen because the 99% and the 1% work together. Who funds the foundations that write your grants? When Change.org announced that it was accepting advertising from other than progressive sources, the progressive technology community pitched a fit. How could Change.org work with them? What is happening to our world? At Civic Actions, we've been a leader in progressive technology, and I've been personally confronted by this us versus them paradigm. In our mission to create a better world, we've had to ask ourselves, would Civic Actions work with corporate responsibilities advocates at companies that we previously opposed? Would we work for a Wells Fargo? Would we work for an oil company or the Department of Defense? Where would we draw the line, and why? At what point do we start being the culture that we want to see? This dividing game that we play actually separates us. It is by its very nature divisive and separates. The gameplay of the game we've been playing is accusations, blame, presumption, prejudice, judgment, condescension, derision, domination, and winners and losers. And this is the tragic irony of the liberal agenda. We perpetuate what we seek to dissolve. A quote by Carl Jung said, "What we resist persists." And when we stand against something, we instantiate it and make it more real. Social progress is the disappearing of the lines that divide us. It is the realization that we are one and equal, each and every one of us, whether we lean to the left or lean to the right, and that we find ways of living and working together. If we want more connectedness in the world, then let's create and perpetuate connectedness rather than division. Instead of drawing lines that divide us, let's draw circles that include all of us. This is a picture of Joan Blades, the founder of MoveOn, and Mark Meckler, one of the co-founders of the Tea Party, in a dialogue. And I asked you, isn't that the world that we want to live in? Where we're in conversation? Us and them is inspiring, and it speaks to our higher, truer nature. The gameplay in this game is one of connection, commonality, collaboration, dialogue, compromise, trust, and acknowledgement, and I argue that that's who we are those things. We're driving in the rearview mirror, seeing the future from the perspective of our past, rather than realizing that it's all made up and that we can make up whatever new future we want to see. And this is true now more than ever, as the structures we relied on to frame our reality are now crumbling, leaving destruction and possibility in their wakes. We're at a turning point. The advances of our understanding of human consciousness, the hyperconnectivity of our technology and connectedness, and the lack of time left for social change means that we're at a crossroads. The world is waiting for leaders to show them how to be in a world where borders and division are less and less relevant. The world is tired of partisanship, finger-pointing, and blame. Our ability to reach and engage the masses is inherently limited when we engage in an us versus them conversation. So let's play a different game. I call it dividing by zero. Notice where you are drawing lines of separation. Bring no judgment to the conversation. This is a requisite for transformation, and the requisite for it is an open, empty space with which to draw and create a new future. So time in, back to you in the booth. Let's stop working for change and start transforming the world. Thank you.